tour of the Imperial Kiln factory Jingdezhen. It is said that there would be no Jingdezhen without the Imperial Kiln factory. This seems to be exaggerating, but it suggests that the Imperial Kiln factory is closely related to the rise and fall of the city. Its history could be dated back to 1278 AD. In the Yuan dynasty, Kublai Khan, the first emperor of the Yuan dynasty, set up a porcelain bureau in Jingdezhen to make porcelains for the imperial court. Later in 1368 AD, the Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang changed the porcelain bureau into the porcelainware factory. And finally it was renamed to be the Imperial Kiln factory during the reign of Emperor Kangxi of the Qing dynasty. The factory had been quite mysterious and rarely known by people even in Jingdezhen. Anything related to the imperial household was unearthly to the public. The Imperial Kiln factory, known as the Royal Office outside the Forbidden City, was the institute specialized in manufacturing porcelains for the court during the Ming and Qing dynasties. In addition, the Imperial Kiln in Jingdezhen has the longest firing time and the largest scale in Chinese history. The Imperial Kiln factory had the most exquisite craftsmanship in Chinese history. With its secret technology, unique organizational structure and special operation mode, it became a royal institute far away from the palace in the south. The defective porcelains could not be presented to the imperial family and must be smashed and buried in the underground of the factory.
And you can see the broken crackers.
Yeah.
Crackers, yeah. That's
yeah. The repair, yeah. That's an incredible job. It's like a very difficult puzzle.
It was not until the late Ming dynasty that this rule was changed with the gradual decline of Imperial Kiln productions. In the 5th year of Longqing reign and the 11th year of Wanli reign, there were records of selling off inferior quality porcelains to make the ends meet, which could prove that the factory had lax management at that time. It also means that the imperial court had less control over the management of the factory. That is why the Qing rulers drew lessons from the failure of Ming management. As to defective products, except for some patterns like yellow dragons, they could be sold to support the production of the factory financially. Here is the site of the Imperial Kiln factory, which is located in the center of the city. It is on the Zhushan Road, covering an area of about 54,300 square meters. Let us take a look. It is the only physical object left on the ground. It is the ancient well. As the stone next to it was inscribed with the words, "The ancient well of the Imperial Kiln." Let us move on. Here was the furnace site of Imperial Kiln factory in the Ming dynasty. These kilns are commonly known as steamed bun kiln, or we can call them round kiln. Look at these porcelain cracks. They were restored by pieces of fragments found under the ground of the factory. You know, the defective porcelains used to be smashed and buried during the Ming dynasty. And hundreds of years later, we can dig out a large amount of ancient porcelain debris. Look at the towering porch in front of us.
This is a memorial hall for one talent, craftsman, and his name is Tong Bin.
It is the Guangli Kiln god. The worship hall is really splendid. Here is the sculpture of Tong Bin, the kiln god. Have you heard of him? Here is a popular tale story about him. In the Ming dynasty, the emperor issued an order to the workers in the factory to make a blue and white dragon water vat, but they failed several times. What happened then? Pan Xiang, an eunuch in charge of the factory at that time, maltreated and even killed the kiln workers at whim. Tong jumped into the kiln fire to show his discontent to the court. The next day, when they opened the kiln, the vat was burned successfully. Unbelievable! Why did people call him the kiln god? That's because Tong Bin's death caused a riot among kiln workers. In order to quell the riot, the imperial court enshrined and worshipped Tong's memorial tablet in the factory. the site of the Imperial Kiln factory is of great significance for the further study of the development of Chinese ceramic history.